Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Hyungjin Sean Moon from Save Monk Outdoors, and I've been meaning to do this video for quite a bit. Just have not been able to get outdoors, where I'm actually right out here in my backyard because I want to get this video done. And a lot of people have asked me about my haversack kit, or my full sleep system kit, or my this is what I call actually my 4-season kit. So I don't know about you, but I don't like switching gear in my kit too much. I want to have a kit that is versatile enough to handle actually all 4 seasons. And here we're in the Northeast Woodlands, we're in Pennsylvania, and so last year it went down, like our coldest day I believe was -20 Fahrenheit with the wind chill around that area. And we were out, and I was using this kit, and I was fine. It was cold, but I was fine in terms of not freezing and not getting hypothermic or anything, and I was able to sleep. And I'll show you my kit, my sleep system. So this kind of system is, I know I used to have like a summer kit and then a winter kit, but actually in a survival scenario, or a Shemitah hits the fan scenario, I want a piece of kit that is always versatile enough in any season, either hot or cold, and that will still be able to, protect create that microclimate around me, prevent me from getting hypothermia, and allow me to, survive at least for a couple of days and longer if I need to. So this is the sort of the pack loadout. Let me show you what it entails, and let's get into it. Alright, so this is my haversack, my sleep system, and my small forest act. And I used to have these two, this item all up in my large bag, 80-liter bag, and then this I would kind of clip onto the top. But I ended up changing that. I ended up going for this system, not only because, even if you look at the writings, I think Kenneth Cram did a video on Civil War soldiers. They were issued backpacks, but they eventually changed it for haversacks because of the ability that you have to, while it's on you, you can move it, grab items. If you have a firearm with 2 hands, then this allows you to, it's very versatile. You can swing around, and it doesn't stay just on your back, but you don't have to take the whole thing off, clip the whole thing off, then you get into it. You can get to it while you're on the move. And so even historically, people decided that taking the haversack and the bedroll system was a lot more effective or practical. So check out Kenneth Cram's video on that. I believe it's called 18th Century Camping or something like that. But I also found the same sort of thing in my time bushcrafting and being outdoors. And I kind of opted more for the haversack system. It just, for me, for all those reasons, it is more versatile. And I just don't like taking my whole bag off. I need to get something in there, take the whole thing off, put it down, unclip everything, unbuckle everything, get into it, rebuckle everything, and strap it back on, buckle, and then start moving. It's just so cumbersome. The haversack system just allows me to move very quickly in and out. So let me get these things out of the way and get into the haversack now. Alright, so this is my haversack. It's basically a rustic style, one flap, buffalo skin a leather bag. And this one was made by a fellow on Etsy. I'm very happy with the bag. It's very strong construction, hasn't failed me yet. I've had it for, I think, about a year and a half or 2 years. And it's worked out quite nicely. It is a little more maintenance in terms of treating it. So I do treat it with a snow seal, and I treated it last year. I have to probably treat it again this year. It basically has an outside flap back here and inside compartments. So let me just start with the outside flap real quick. what I have in the back flap is things that I need to get to on a regular day-to-day basis. So this goes in my car all the time with me. This travels with me all the time. Okay, this kit is sort of it's not a 72-hour kit, or it's not even a survival kit per se. It is definitely built around the 10Cs, but it's really a luxury kit, so to speak. It's a kit which has a lot of sentimental value stuffs in there too, which are not necessary for survival, but they are. I use them on a day-to-day basis. Okay, and things like that. So this has not only a 72-hour survivability system built into it. It also has everyday accoutrements that I use on a daily basis. You know, going back and forth from work, etc., and things like that. So the first thing I have, which I access every day, is my soap. So this is this is my soap kit. It's just a bottle of soap, and then I have some different types of oils in here. I have oils for like tea tree oil and things like that I use for my face washing and things like that. And that's basically my kit, and I get to that at least once or twice, at least every day. So I do use that on a daily basis. Here I also have non-GMO, baby wipes, which are fantastic. It's basically a portable shower here. If I'm out in the bush, then I will use this as a shower system and just wash with it. And also wash my face with it if I can't get to a place where I can wash with water. And this is very, very handy to have, especially in the bush. This here, I have a little mini pouch. The same craftsman who made this leather bag also created this pouch, which is just really well. Just basically it's a couple pieces, but it's in that same format. It's got a nice little antler handle. And in here, I have a whole bunch of items. This is kind of like these are items that sort of that are incorporated, kind of like a utility first aid pouch. Let's get that spider out of here. And I just have some band-aids. I got some poison ivy pads. I got some Smurf poo. I'm sure you know what that is, and the sandpaper, which is to hone my knives. I got a little toothbrush in here, a little tube of triple antibiotic. Okay. Also have some other non-conventional items, such as these two things. One of these things. This is, of course, everybody knows a Lansky sharpener, I believe. No, I'm sorry, Smith diamond rod sharpener. That's very handy to have for just maintaining tools, from axes to knives to fish hooks. And this is actually an acupuncture pen. This is a pen which administers acupuncture. And I know some very basic acupuncture. I'm in no way a master in acupuncture, but I know basic acupuncture. And so administering to basic, ailments, headaches, colds, flus, things like that in a naturopathic way, I find is very helpful to be able to have that option. And again, I just have a working knowledge of it, not a professional or medical, I'm not a doctor or anything in terms of a naturopathic license. I also carry some dental floss. It's not even good for quarters, but I constantly get stuff, practically speaking, getting stuck in my teeth. So I just have it. It's just very handy to have. I got about, I believe, 30 to 40 feet of snare wire. And I carry my needles. Of course, I have one needle all the time on my hip, small frontier knife. But I also carry a whole variety of needles. Let me see if you can't see that. Hope you can see that. That are just put together between a piece of duct tape, this is Gorilla Tape, and a piece of plastic. And I have a whole bunch of sail needles, different types of sewing needles, leatherworking needles, etc. And this is just such a super handy way to carry it. It's just paper thin, and it's an easy way to carry it. I have a couple paper clips. Let me see if I can't get closer here. Got a couple paper clips in the back here, just hanging here, as you can see. Probably see that right there. Okay. And then I got some unconventional items. Again, this is not only a 72-hour kit. These are things that if I don't have any electricity, let's say it's a scenario where a grid goes down or whatever and I have no electricity, I have no access to dental floss. I've used paracord as dental floss, so that does work. Some of the inner strands, it is a little stringy, but it does work. But let's say I run out of that, well, I have an iron pick. Okay, and this is good for, just hygiene, dental hygiene. Everybody knows how much a toothache hurts and how painful that is, and if you have that for a prolonged situation, that's going to be quite bothersome. Another thing I have here is a thing that we use in Asia, and this is called bamboo salt, and it is salt that is roasted 9 times in bamboo nodes, packed in with clay and things like that. And all the the nutrients and the minerals, the minerals seep into the salt, and it has about 40 trace elements in there. And this is very different from like Himalayan salt and things like this, because this is actually used in Asian medicine as a medicinal. And I carry this not only for flavoring things, but this is a real medicinal. This gives you tremendous energy. It actually tastes a little bit like sulfur when you eat it, so it's not a normal salt that you've probably tasted, but it is a great supplement. And when you do have it, it gives you a tremendous electrolyte boost of energy. I also carry a small sewing string or thread, paper clip in there too. And here I carry, usually I carry 2, but there's only one. I used one up. AAA batteries. As you may have seen in my other video, I don't carry a headlamp. I carry the small little pinky size O-light flashlight, which then I clip on to my beanie hat, and that becomes my headlight. I have a beeswax chapstick bar, which is great for, all sorts of things, from stings to little cuts and bruises, wounds, obviously chapped lips, chapped areas, lubricating things that are overly dry, etc. And then I just have a whole roll of artificial sinew around if I need to do any leather work or leather fixing to my accoutrements. So this is just wrapped around here. That's just basically a little bit of more snare wire and a couple paper clips. I don't know why it's in there, but it's in there. I have some quick tinders. I think I have about 5 quick tinders. I used one up the other day, but I have about 5 quick tinders in here, and everybody knows what those are. I have earplugs. I have earplugs in here too. Again, I don't like having a kit where I have to keep switching things out. I want everything in there, so when I need it, whether I'm doing camping, bushcrafting, whether I'm hiking, whether I'm practicing survival, whatever I'm doing, I want to have one kit that I can go to, and it's already prepared, and it's already decked out, so I can have everything I need. Even if I go with my kids, I have extra stuff in here, so that my experience with them is a good experience. And so I don't like changing my kit. I don't like having 50 bags for 50 different scenarios, because you're probably going to just have one bag, if any at all. And so even in my pant system, I have the 5Cs basically inside my pant system all the time on my EDC kit. I'll do another probably video on that. And then in here, in this back pocket, I just have a whole bunch of Imodium AD, just cut up like this. And that is just for killing off diarrhea, as that becomes one of the main killers after hypothermia, dehydration, especially combined with diarrhea, can be deadly out there. Okay, so that's that. What else do I have in this back pocket? Well, I have some cordage. This is my Ridgeline, actually. That's one piece of string, bank line. This is my paracord, which I use for Ridgeline. So I just have a whole bunch of cordage here. I also have a monocular lens, and I was convinced on this by Black Scout Survival. he really convinced me in an escape and evasion scenario. You may need, to have some type of optics, and it does provide a great benefit, even for camping, bird watching, all those kind of things. But to have some type of enhancement of your natural vision is a great option. And so this is a pretty cool. It's something. It's what is it? It is a Tasco, and it's very cheap off of Amazon. In the bottom here, it's still in the outside pocket, just in the back here, in the bottom. I have a piece of fix and wax, just wrapped up in some paper and a piece of duct tape. That's just fixing wax for all things in terms of protecting tools, using it as chapstick, whatever. And again, this is not a minimalized kit, right? This is a kit that I use for just, it has everything I need in it, and so I don't have to keep, replenishing or changing my kit up all the time, which I find very, very, very cumbersome. I know some people like doing that, and that's your thing. Okay, get your thing on. But for me, I don't like changing up my kit. I like to have one bag that I always can go to, and it basically fulfills all my different needs in terms of whatever I'm doing outdoors. Whether it's just, hiking, camping, bushcrafting, hunting, fishing, stand-up paddleboarding, kayaking, whatever it is, or just going outside to meditate or to, take a walk, whatever. I want one kit that covers me, and I don't have to keep changing the kit based on whatever it is I'm doing. I just find that very cumbersome. I just want one bag to be sort of like my magic monk bag, and I want it to, fulfill a whole variety of different activities I may be doing outside without me having to change it every single time to predicate it on that activity. So that's just me. I find that more utilitarian and more practical. Okay, so we open it up. This is my 10 Smiths watch coat, and that's very light, and you guys have seen that in other videos. It's a great piece of kit. Here I just have a dry bag, and this is my food supply for a 72-hour scenario. And I used to carry around like granola, or I used to carry around this or that. But guess what I carry now? This is all I carry. I carry peanut butter. Not only is it excellent for trapping, but it's also packed with calories. I mean, I did the calculations before, and I calculated compared to a whole pack of 8 packs of oatmeal, etc. And this outweighed everything in terms of protein, fat, and carbohydrate content. This was just so much more better. It also gives me an extra container, and it gives me also trapping bait and also food. So it's energy, packed energy. So it's non-GMO. So it's not the chemical bioweapons, So that's what I keep in there. And then you've seen my belt kit, and what I do is I keep my belt kit really inside here. So like, for example, my knife rig, it's in here. So as soon as I hit the woods, this comes out and this goes on me. So then my whole pack lightens up like tremendously, right? So this goes out, and this is my whole knife rig, but that's usually that I put on my belt as soon as I get out. Okay, it's the same thing with my fire kit that you've seen, my jute twine belt, and yes, I have made a sheath for my Baco Laplander. I've just scrap pieces. Works really good. Really happy with it. And that's just in there too. So that comes off, and that straps onto my belt, kind of clips onto my belt as soon as I hit the woods. So then that gets on. Then this is now becomes super, super light. Okay. We'll just start with the back pocket here, or maybe the front pocket here. I just got a pair of gloves. Was using that word. We're doing some work on some kind of organic structures on a piece of property, and I was working with them just yesterday. Didn't have the chance to film it, but yeah, just got some leather working gloves. I got my beanie hat, which I strap my small little flashlight that I carry on as an EDC all the time, and that becomes my headlamp kit. And I just have like a bow drill set in here. As you can see, I don't know if you can see that, bow drill set, and a pair of wool gloves. This is a little piece of cloth, and this is in my tea bag kit, and this just holds my teas. Different types of loose leaf tea. Got a little kuksa in here. Again, I don't need these things. I don't need a lot of this stuff, but I like to have them if I'm taking out a group, if I'm taking out my children into the bush, if I'm taking, if I'm traveling with friends. It's just nice to have these kind of items which have sentimental value. I love drinking coffee and different types of teas, chaga and all this kind of stuff in these kind of cups. I don't need it. It's not essential, but it allows me to enjoy the woods, and that's I mean, short of a apocalyptic end of times, the four horsemen unleashed scenario, when I go into the woods, I want to enjoy it. Here I have just a little pencil case that I got in Korea a couple years ago, and it just has a full Yuko beeswax candle, and this I can use to light quickly if I need a quick to increase, raise up my or thermoregulate if I'm suffering from hypothermia. This, and I will use the space blanket that I have in here too. Of course, everybody knows the space blanket with the silver reflective lining on the inside and the green on the outside. Okay, so I'll just use that together and just cover it up and then light the candle inside there to create a microclimate of heat. And basically, that's kind of a small heat system emergency. And I guess all of this kind of works with my pant kit. My pant kit, I always have a lighter and other things like that inside there. I have a ferro rod always in my pants, and so that works in conjunction with my pants kit. And I think, as Dave Canterbury is very famous for saying, I have the 5Cs kit, 5Cs on me, and you're not gonna, unless you steal my pants, somebody steals my pants, I'm gonna always have them. And I just got a couple pens in here. I have some, I have a pen, pencil, I have a Rain notepad, and I have a Sharpie inside here for marking and doing things like that. I've been meaning to do this video for a while, but I just had no time. I have chopsticks. What would an Asian man do without chopsticks, man? I got chopsticks. Yes, I do. I have chopsticks, all right? I got a spoon, which I just rock boiled. Rock burned, coal burned in. And it's not a masterpiece, but it is definitely usable. It's comfortable. It's very pleasant to use because I made it. I have in here, I have different chai teas and stuff like that. And I also have something here that you may not have seen. And it is Ilhwa ginseng granules. This is awesome. You know those energy drinks that you'd buy, like Red Bull and this kind of stuff? And that is the ginseng content is not actually that high. And it has all sorts of other additives in there. But this is pure ginseng. And in Korea, ginseng is highly, highly prized. And this is from Korean ginseng, which is famous, worldwide famous. And this has a tremendous amount of energy. As soon as you drink this, it's comes out like black like coffee. And when you drink it, it has super potent medicinal flavor, root flavor, and it just gives you a huge boost of energy. So this is just awesome to have. It's another type of medicinal. It's very commonly used in Asian medicine for virility, for just energy boosts. I know popular energy drinks in the West now, like Red Bull and those kind of things, all incorporate ginseng in them. This is just some green tea and some chaga that was mixed up together. I'm running out. All right, and I also have a sport kit. Again, these are not survival items, but these are just comfort items. Depending on what task I'm doing, I do not like switching out my stuff and switching bags all the time. I like to have one bag which has everything in it, but that is also conveniently light. I think this pack weighs in about 20 to 25 pounds. So it's not super heavy, but it has so many things. I have a flask, but in here I have apple cider vinegar. And that is, I use that for all sorts of things, from medicinals to immune system booster to fighting off flus and colds. I mean, I usually got colds all the time, but ever since I moved to changing to just consuming vinegar, apple cider vinegar, with no medicines, no Tylenol, cold, whatever, this whole winter, which was one of the most brutal winters, I did not get one cold. And my children too. just by helping them whenever the onset of some type of cold symptom came on. They would just drink a shot glass of vinegar, and literally I saved hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And also they're getting the nutrients of that apple cider vinegar, which is totally organic, totally natural, and they're getting the benefits of a built-up immune system that can also fight off those symptoms. So hey, it saved me a lot of money this year, and I got absolutely no colds this whole year. I just have this is like to fan the flames if I'm making a fire, and it's just an old plastic piece. I have a small book on edible wild plants and useful herbs, and this is with the Falcon Guides. I enjoy this. It's not terrible. I mean, it's not bad. It has the pictures, you know, not too great, but you know, it does help, and this definitely knows a lot more than me, so it's nice to have as a resource. And if I'm in the bush for prolonged periods of time in a situation, whatever type of situation that I may be in, I don't have somebody that's reliant on cell battery power or you know, smartphone battery power. This is always, it's available, it's in print, and it's always available for me to look at. I also have a cutting board in here. Again, this is just a useful accoutrement. I mean, I don't need it. I can still construct one in the bush. I mean, obviously anybody can do that, but I have it because it's just one less thing I need to do when I need to you know, get things done. This is a chainsaw, a mini chainsaw, hand chainsaw, which is good. It has some pluses, have some minuses, but it does burn through wood very quickly. And if I'm carving a kuksar, carving bigger things, then it's just very convenient to have, because I don't carry around like a buck saw or anything. Just convenient to have to be able to cut those up. Larger pieces of diameter pieces of wood. Okay. Okay. That's also in there. Then I have the whole. Okay, hold on. Then I have a small stove, and this is the ultralight. What is this? Bushcraft Essentials, I believe. It's the super ultralight. I really don't like it too much, but you know, I carry it. If my wife is with me, then I'll just have one extra so that she can boil water quickly without us making a huge fire. And then look at this. I have my whole billy can in here. This is the Path to Pine and Bush pot, which I loved. I love this pot. Love it, love it, love it. It's absolutely the best pot. I also have the grill and the stove in here. So again, it's another redundancy. Having this is not necessary, but again, this is not only a survival kit. This is something which is versatile enough to satisfy all the demands that I need for different types of activity outdoor without having to change the bag all the time, which is super, super annoying. I don't know about you, but I do not like wasting my time doing that. I want something that can fulfill all those things, cover all those things. And even though every outing, I don't use everything in the kit. I use certain parts of it depending on the activity. And to have one bag that is light enough and comfortable enough to carry, but has all those accoutrements, for me is a huge benefit, and I love having it. I just love it. That's how I roll. Okay, I got this, obviously the lid. And in here I just have a roll of bank line. I got an Opinel number 8 in here. And then a roll of bank line, just keep it in there like this. It's a perfect fit. I have a spoon carving knife. And again, this is not a survival item. This is a enjoyment item, and it is something that you can just use in terms of bowls or spoons or whatever. And then in here, I have a Sunto compass with a mirror there as well. Okay, to check for ticks, things like that, and that becomes one of the 10C items. I have this little item, and this is just simply to, you know, if I'm with my kids and they want to listen to some, you know, gospel music or something like that, this just becomes like a little sort of amphitheater, right? And it helps focus the music. Let's just see. Okay. So we got, you know, it just helps focus the music. Okay. It's like this. It's like that. But then I put it here, and it just improves the sound quality so much, right? And the kids like it. I mean, again, this is not a survival. this is not only a survival kit, okay? I want things that also when I'm out with youth groups or I'm with kids, and they can enjoy those things a little better. It just enhances their experience. Maybe some of them don't like being outside, but by making their experience a little more comfortable, then it kind of instills with them the okay, being outside is not so bad, and then maybe, who knows, maybe in the future that turns into liking the outdoors. So I don't know. So we have that. I don't need it, but I just put that right here. And what's in here, this is a really wonderful kit. I use this all the time. This is my spice kit. It's my spice kit / medicinal kit, and it just has a whole bunch of medicinal herbs in here, which I also use as spice. Okay. All right. Anyways, so I have the bamboo salt. This is now powdered bamboo salt, which I use for food. Let me see if I can get it closer here. This is powdered bamboo salt, which I use for food, and it has the same energy potency. This is black pepper. This is not garlic salt. This is sage. Okay, this is sage in here, and that's for any respiratory illnesses or respiratory complications. And sage helps soothe the throat and the sinuses, etc. This is cayenne pepper, which helps in coagulating blood. And I remember my son got cut one time with his knife on his nose. Actually, he fell down while moving it. He was, this is when my youngest boy. Let me see. He was, he was 8 years old, and we were practicing some knife skills, and he stepped on something wrong, and he fell down. His knife was out, exposed, and it basically slashed his nose. Not open, not off, but it was definitely a cut. And so I used this chiropractor to pack it in, and it basically went in, hardly scarred at all. My other son bashed his toe one time. Something fell in his toe, gashed it open, and I just packed it with cayenne pepper instead of using any chemicals. And it has awesome coagulant properties, and is able to stop bleeding very quickly. And also it's a great spice as well. This is organic garlic powder, which is great for immune system boosting and flavoring food. This is cinnamon, which is great for anything in terms of digestional. If I have diarrhea or things like that, I will not go to the Imodium AD first. I will first do naturopathic medicine. So I will use a cinnamon tea and make an infusion with this cinnamon, and that will help. It doesn't actually feel like it's soothing your belly, but you'll see that it stops the diarrhea. At least for me and my family and all my kids, it has worked, and I've used it, with great success. So this is actually a spice kit, plus it has cinnamon, garlic, cayenne, sage, just great spices to have an enhanced flavor. But its main purpose is actually a medicinal kit, which is sort of naturopathic. And I just love that. I love this kit. It's tremendous. It's a great help. It's very bulky, but it's for me, again, because this kit is not a minimalistic survival bag type of kit. Obviously, I don't need all these kind of things for a 72-hour scenario. Things like that. But if for different types of activities I'm doing outside, I want to be able to handle different situations and have things available to me that make that experience much more enjoyable. I just got some birch bark in a plastic bag here. I got my Holy Bible here, the King James Version. This is the full Bible, large print. And this is great. I always have this because I have this on me all the time when we do pastoral work, or when we have youth groups. It's always just handy to have to just get to the Word, and even in a serious situation, to be able to center yourself spiritually is critical. I mean, absolutely critical. So that's also part of the survival kit, so to speak. I did a video on this. This is the survival food and water straw. And there's a whole fishing system rig in there, as well as this water system, which is able to disinfect over 100,000 gallons of water. And I believe I did the calculations on that, if I'm saying that correctly. And that is, if you drink 1 gallon per day, 1 gallon per day, you'll be able to use it for 300 years. I believe I'm doing the calculations right. I'm just trying to get through this quickly, okay? Also, Right in the Rain notepad here, just on the side. And I have just extra pieces of oil skin, which I use as a seat. I can just fold it out, use it as a zabuton, like a seat. If I'm, praying, or if I'm, sitting down on the ground, meditating, whatever, I can just use this as a seat. And also as a kneeling pad as well for your knees. When you kneel down on the ground, I'm on a rock now, so I'm fine. But if I'm on the grass or anything, just have it as a moisture barrier. It is waterproof. And essentially, that's all right. We got through it. That's it. That's everything. Okay. So that is my haversack kit. Now let's move to the sleep system. Oh, and I just forgot. In my peanut butter bag, I have this 5-liter dry bag, which then I fill with water, and I have a from the lake or from a stream, and I always have 5 gallons of water with me, and I can just clip it to my belt or put it near camp, and then just disinfect the water from that instead of walking back and forth all the time. So that's one thing. And I also did not cover it, but I have a 100% cotton sniper veil here, which is great for blocking out mosquitoes, at least when you're walking. Not so much when you're sitting still, but when you're walking. Just a couple of days ago, I was hiking a couple miles, and I got eaten alive by mosquitoes. Just put this on my head, and that pretty much solved the problem around my neck area. And it also could be used as a fish net, also for char cloth, also for camouflage, which is great. And also having a shamag that's just tied on there as well. And we know all the versatility of the shamag. It can become a little bag, it can become bandages, become a sling, it can become, pre-filters for water, it can be char cloth, etc. So those are just some of the things I forgot while covering the haversack kit. Now let's move to the other. All right, so this is just my Brooks small forest axe. Absolutely love it. I'm 6'2". I felt that it was a little small. Obviously it has some drawbacks in terms of height when you're felling things. It is kind of small for me, but in terms of versatility and being able to, carve with it and being able to just really choke up on it. It's just in terms of I have the large forest axe as well, which I obviously use a lot, but I tend to choose this one because it is just that much more versatile, and it just gives you a lot more options, and you still can fell trees with it, as well as shelter building and doing all the other axe-related activities. Here I also reprofiled the axe down here, so there's a 90-degree edge down here, right here, so I can strike a ferro rod off this, and it's not the best, but it does work. Okay, it does work. Ferro rod does work, and this big ferro rod is tied in lanyard in my pocket all the time, and it does work. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? I don't know if you can't see it anyways. So that helps a lot. At least I have, if I just have my axe, I lost my thing, and my haversack in the water, and I just have this and just have my ferro rod, well, I can still light with this axe. I can still ignite things with this axe. So that's one thing I did with the Brooks, just an absolute gorgeous axe. I'm sure everybody in the bushcraft community knows it. Just such a beautiful, beautiful axe. And that's what I carry most of the time as my sort of third cutting tool. And I just have it on the sling like this. Pretty simple, just 2 slip knots. One down here, one down here. And I just hold it like this, and it basically goes around like a haversack. I don't know if you can see that, but it just goes around and hangs like that, on the back. I don't know if you can't, I don't think you can see it, but anyways, it hangs on, it's very comfortable. Once I'm at camp, everything is set up, then I can just walk around with this and my pants kit, which has basic 5Cs like garbage bag, 55-gallon drum line in my back pocket, and things like this. And so I have a basic 5C kit on me all the time, and then this adds just a tremendous cutting ability. All right, so enough of that. Now to the sleep system. Like I said, I used to carry this in a large 80-liter bag, but I found that was very cumbersome, and it was just so hard to carry on and off. And so what it is, I tried to simplify into the most simplistic system. And this kind of system is known as a potari in Korean, or a, when in Japan, when monks used to carry their food supplies, or when they used to carry items, they used to carry it just in kind of like it's a square. This is the 8x8 10 Smith tarp, so it's a square, and you basically fold it in. You're folding it in and tying it, and then that becomes your bag. Okay, so let me show you when I roll it out how this unrolls. But essentially, this is my 10 Smiths tarp right here that's carrying this entire sleep system. And this is a sleep system that I can do 4 seasons. So that's what I love about this versatility. It's not only 3 seasons. I personally do not like it when I have a kit that only can do 3 seasons, and it lacks that ability to do 1 more season, which is critical. I mean, we don't know when we're going to need to have these items, right? I mean, it's not like we're always planning them. There are things out of our control, that can happen, like natural disasters or whatever, things like that. When the Shemitah hits the fan, that you need a kit that is going to be versatile enough to be able to handle those various climates adequately. That's what I think. I mean, that's what I believe. So that's why this system is able to handle all 4 seasons, at least in the Northeast Woodlands. Okay. So basically what it is this is just some extra string. These are just some ties, and I ended up not cutting these or removing them because they're useful to have on me when I'm setting up my system. So it just helped me set it up faster, just keeping them on. And although it is a little cumbersome to get it undone, it is doable, and in the end it just kind of separates like that. So it allows me to, and this is just simply an overhand knot right here with the 10 Smiths tarp. So I just have a string here that holds it together. Let me just untie that real quick. And that's just a safety knot here. Okay. And this just pops off. Oh, and this is also fire cord. I kind of forgot. This is the fire cord that I was testing out. And I've changed some of my stuff to this, and I guess, oh, I didn't know I moved it here. I kind of forgot. But yeah, this is the fire cord with the 8th strand. I believe it's made by Adam from Equipped to Endure, and it's a fire tinder built into the paracord. It's a great little addition to have. Is it absolutely necessary given my other stuff? No, but what if I lose that haversack and I only have that? Well, I have some extra tinder, and I have my ferro rod on me all the time. So for me, it's like trying to divide things up. So just in case, sort of diversify my portfolio. So just in case I lose one item, if I lose my haversack, I still have items in here. If I lose this item, I still have shelter options in there. I'm not totally dependent on this. That shelter item over there in my haversack kit will not get me through bitter cold winters unless I have super raging hot fires. But in this system is not dependent on fire. So for me, I think that's versatile, because in order to have a piece of kit that is not only for recreational camping or bushcrafting, but also in an emergency situation, in this, or sort of a post-apocalyptic scenario, if you say, or even a natural disaster scenario, things like that, to have something that's available to you that is able to handle all different climates and are not dependent on fire, for me, that's very important. Okay, so basically this is how I have it done. Let me see if I can here. This just pulls open, that pulls open, and then this just rolls out. Let me see if I can get it. It just rolls out. Boom, there you go. All right, it rolled out. And there's the sleeping mat, it's ready to go. See the sleeping mat, 10 stakes are right there. Extra pair of boxers and extra pair of shirt is right there too. So I get very sweaty. And my sleeping mat is right here, okay? So sleeping mats are ready right here. And as you can see, this rolls right out. This rolled right out. Okay, this is my sleep system, and it's contained in a waterproof container. Let me just get this out of the way so I can show you guys real quick. But I personally like this sleep system the best, and so I have it in a dry bag. There's a 40-liter dry bag, so even though I'm in a canoe, this thing gets in, my sleep system will stay protected, and it will not lose its integrity because it is a synthetic fiber. So what I have in here is I have my wool blanket from my monk video, wool blanket monk tricks video. This is one of my favorite wool blankets. It's alpaca. I really love it. I have a small SOL bivy, and this improves the rating of the sleep system, but as well in the summertime I can just use this in the wool blanket. I'm fine. Just a couple days ago on my Watkins Glen video, I just used those accoutrements right here But the SOL bivy and the wool blanket was fine. The hammock was absolutely fine. I also carry a hammock because in the summer months it's just so unbelievably convenient to have. And even though you sleep on the floor and you don't have any trees, you can still set it up so you have your mosquito net over you, and you're in your hammock, but you're on the floor, and it's strung up and you're laying on your sleeping mat on the floor. So you can still set it up on a floor configuration, but you have the versatility of hanging in a hammock and have the mosquito net, the mozzie net, which I think is absolutely great. And I wish I had one right now because these mosquitoes are eating me up. Okay, I'm just trying to burn through this real quick so you guys just can see what I do. And here I have the MMS sleep system, the black bag, green bag, and the Gore-Tex bivy. Okay, so I have the full Gore-Tex bivy. I have the full green bag and black bag in here, and this is all stuffed in the bottom, stuffed in like that. Okay, so that sleep system goes down to -40, plus the bivy bag. That's going to take me down to -50. Okay, plus the hammock, which gives you versatility in jungle environments, summer environments, mozzie infested environments, and even on the floor is no problem too. You can just set it up on top of your sleeping mat. Okay, and all those things pack in here and in this waterproof bag, so none of these items, oh, I'm sorry, and also my my wool blanket. Let me see if I can't get this in here again. Okay, and this, all of this kind of packs down pretty good. I just squeeze it in there. Okay. And when I get to the camp, then of course I'll let it fluff up and let the synthetic material inside the bag pop up again. But this is basically it, and this is my tarp is ready to go. Let me see here. As you can see, my tarp is ready to go, and my sleeping pad is ready to go. My tent stakes are ready to go. So all this is already built into it. My ridge line is there, and even though I don't have a ridge line, I still have paracord on my belt. Okay, so that basically then becomes that sleep system. And this sleep system alone, again, this is designed for a 4-season system. So I do not have to so it's designed for a 4-season system. So I do not have to be encumbered by changing it up all the time, which I really is quite encumbering for me. I find it just much more useful to have something that is able to handle all the different needs and demands on various outdoor activities and a range of activities without me having to always be sort of event specific and change up my bag all the time. Everybody has things going on in life and everybody gets busy doing things, so having a bag matched for each event is not, in my view, is not only impossible to do, but if the Shemitah really hits the fan, and you're in a scenario where you need to grab and go, well, these systems are able to handle 4 different seasons of climate. It's also able to handle many different types of activities. I have a firearm on me almost all the time. I could throw a slingshot in to add for food procurement in my haversack. I have a light slingshot, very light slingshot, predator slingshot, and also some conibear traps. I could throw that in here. I'm thinking about actually just throwing it into my sleep system. So I always have it there in case of a long-term excursion or situation where I need to be in the wilderness. But basically that's the kit. So it kind of rolls out, the tarp goes up. I have my sleep system ready, boom, boom, everything is out, and asleep, and essentially I'm carrying the whole sleep system in my tarp, which allows that to be multifunctional. It's waterproof, so it does protect the sleep system, even though sleep system's in a dry bag. It just gives me peace of mind and allows me to have that. When I do camp out at night and it's very wet, at nighttime, I will use this dry bag after I emptied it out and put my sleeping bag and all my my camp is ready. I will actually put my haversack in here. Take out the things that I need for the camp, like the billy can, all this kind of stuff, but put the extra stuff in there so that it doesn't get wet and no insects or things creepy crawlers can get in there. So this just proves to this one dry bag is just awesome, and of course it can be an awesome container, flotation device, all sorts of things, and it's so I just find it to be very handy to have. All right, guys. Well, that's my haversack kit. I've been meaning to do that for about a couple of months now. I thank you all for the encouragement that so many of you guys are giving me. Really appreciate it. Thank you for watching the videos and kicking my butt a little bit to make these videos. It's been hard to get out, but you know, at least I wanted to get this video done because it is a sleep system, sort of a haversack and sleep system, 18th century, semi-primitive, that I've been working on for a couple years, maybe about 2 years now. And I found that, you know, it basically satisfied almost all the demands and activities in terms of different activities that I need to do when I'm outside, whether it be meditating, studying scripture, all the way from that spectrum to canoeing, kayaking, hunting, fishing, all that spectrum, or even taking out groups, youth groups, into the woods, whatever it is. Family camping, just good activities. I just brought the kid just a couple months ago when I studied tea, the way of tea, Japanese way of tea. My teacher, she was in town, and I just took her into the woods and made her some tea in my billy can, you know, and it was great. She really enjoyed the experience. But this kind of kit allows me to enjoy a variety of different types of outdoor activities. And if the Shemitah hits the fan, hey, I have more than I need in terms of the 10C kit. Maybe I think addition I could use is food procurement. Put 2 conibear traps in this sleep system, as well as a predator slingshot, and I should be good to go. This is this is Hyungjin Sean Moon from Save Monk Outdoors. I want to thank you guys for watching the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And God bless. Get outdoors and get blessed. All right, guys. Take care. Thanks for watching. I know somebody's going to ask me how to roll this kit back up, so I just might as well show it. So basically this is one corner of the 8x8. I just roll that up. The other corners are just open like a square. This is just opened as a square. And this simply just rolls out just like this. And as you can see, it's like a square. Okay? It rolls up all the way until right here. And then the bottom, I see this is the end, right? I just fold that in like that, and then that just rolls up nice and neat, just like this. It rolls up nice and neat, closes up like this, so the rain can roll off. Just roll it to this side like this, bring up these flaps, and what I do is, just to keep them holding, is I just twist them in the same fashion that they're already twisting in. Just naturally twisting in. Give them a couple twists here. Get this paracord out of my feet. Give this side a couple twists too, as well. And then this just simply ties up in a square knot. Just like this. Okay? Just like this. And there we go. And that's your kit, and that basically slings on. My haversack goes on, and this goes on the other side. Just like this, onto the back. And this is actually very light, because it's just a sleeping bag. It's not as heavy as it looks. It's quite light. It's definitely probably maybe 10, 15, 10, 12, maybe 12 to 15 pounds, I'm not sure exactly, but it's quite light. You can see I can get up quite easily with it. And now that can be one kit in terms of just a shelter item. And then these ties, I just simply roll up so I'm not stepping on them or anything. But that's about it. That's how you set up. Super easy, super convenient.